Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in today's video, what we're going to do is I am going to be showing you a way where you can potentially earn a ton of money with yield farming right now based on your risk tolerance. Now, this isn't some of the stuff that I usually preach. Typically, I go into tokens that I believe in, okay, and that I like. For example, Ethereum pools and USDC pools, they're not going to generate you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% a day because they're stable sort of long-term positions, blue chip positions that you're probably going to be holding anyway for a good few years. So you may as well be earning some money on that Ethereum. But in this video, I'm going to show you more of a risky way of how you can potentially earn 10, 20% per day on your liquidity. Now, again, this is risky, so go in with caution. I am not a financial advisor. This is what I've been doing. I've been allocating some money to these riskier pools, and it is not recommended to do this with a high amount of money. Please only invest where you're able to lose. If you lost this money, it shouldn't affect you paying your bills essentially, because this is very risky what I'm going to show you. And again, this is just essentially what I've been doing to try and potentially earn some quick money during this high sort of meme season. Okay. So yeah, before we get into it, subscribe to the channel if you want to, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss a future video. Make sure to go follow me over on Twitter, join the emails newsletter down below, and also take a look at the Discord servers and all that good stuff. And I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and be very careful about what you're investing in crypto and DeFi, because it is the riskiest stuff in the world. So again, this isn't going to be blue chip pools. This isn't going to be something that I typically recommend. However, we are in a pretty different environment right now with meme coin season going crazy. And if you watched my video a couple of weeks ago when I said the next big trend in DeFi, if you caught onto that when the video first released, you would have probably made a good few $1,000s by now, depending on how much you started with, or a lot more than that, right? If you watched that video and you sort of agreed and took advantage of it. But it's not over, because base meme coins are going absolutely crazy. Now, if you don't know, I am using Crystal, defi.crystal.app. I will leave a link down below in the description. They're also doing an airdrop on Crystal. You can earn Crystal tokens, so I'll leave a link down there as well. I'll also leave a link down below to the Aperture Finance airdrop, because Aperture are doing an airdrop right now. Aperture are doing an airdrop, so you can earn these points, okay, just by doing tasks. You can earn points just by doing, zapping into LP, using their swap, which is using their using the Uniswap API. But you can, if you swap tokens, you do new zaps, you claim fees, you rebalance, all that good stuff, you'll earn total points. And then when the airdrop does stop, which you don't have too long to farm this airdrop, then you will get APTR or Aperture tokens airdropped into your wallet just for participating in the airdrop. So pretty easy one to farm if you are using if you are yield farming. So I will leave a link to both of these airdrops down below, but we're going to be using both of these tools today anyway. So what am I talking about? Well, if you go over to Base right now and you take a look at some of these APRs, okay, these APRs 7,000%, 6,000%, 5,000%. These are super risky because they are on meme coins, okay? Like for example, I was just taking a look at this full pool here, right? I was just taking a look at this over on Dex Screener, and you can see this thing launched today and it's up 4,000% today, right? So yes, these are risky because these are meme coin positions, so you got to be careful because these things can drop and go up or down ridiculously quick. However, what I'm going to show you is pretty cool. So let's take this full position, for example. And by the way, in this video, I am going to enter one of these risky positions and show you how it all works. So stay tuned for that. So ETH to full token, you're providing liquidity for this new meme coin that has launched. Okay, and you're probably thinking that is super risky. This is why I'm only going in with $250 for this position that I'm going to show you today. Because again, I can afford to lose $250. I'm going to zap in with Ethereum, and yeah, we're all going to be good. So this current default setting, if we go for this typical best wide for most safety, this again is the Crystal app, which shows you essentially a calculator, what range you're going to look at and how many fees you're going to earn. If you go for this range right here on $250, you're going to make an estimated 24 hours fees of $243 in the next 24 hours, which is ridiculous, right? Which, again, like, this is going to go out of range very, very quickly. So what I typically do on these riskier pools, and there's one that I did enter yesterday. If I show you this, ETH and this fungi token, ETH and fungi, right? I put $200 in here, and we've made $50 in less than 24 hours already in fees just from yield farming on this position. Okay, and we'll double check on that one in a second. Also on this one, animate ETH, it's made a bit less, $16, but again, I put $200 into this, and my liquidity is up $60 plus I've earned 16 here. So you can make money on these, but also you can also lose money. So keep that in mind, because this token could go down or up at any time. So again, I'm not advocating for this. I'm just showing you some of the potential. Now, if you click on this full range here, right now, if you take a look to see what this range looks like, okay, this is an infinite range. You're supplying liquidity infinitely through every single price range, and you're still going to make $35 in 24 hours or 400% a month. Now, granted, this won't last for very long, so you have to keep an eye on it. Maybe it will last for a week or a couple of weeks, depending on how long this meme season lasts. But what I typically do is I will go in with a range of, let's say, of minus, okay, let's do this. Let's just do this, for example, and zoom in. I would typically do minus like 90 something percent, right? And then I will pull this all the way up to like 1000% or something silly, okay? So even with this ridiculously high range, we're still going to make about $50 a day on this position. Now, again, there's only 179K of TVL, $2.2 million of volume, and 22K fees earned. This is a very stupid thing to do, okay? I will say that. But there is potentially some money to be made doing this. Again, as you can see, who knows how long. Make sure you are doing research into these tokens as well, because you don't know how long they're going to last, right? This is just a complete meme coin. It's stupid, but there is potentially some money to be made. So this is just one example here for this. You know, you're pretty much always going to be in range here, and you're still going to make $50 a day on $250 is what I've put in here. Now, again, if we take a look to see some other positions, you've got this Dino pool here, which again is another meme coin by the looks of it. That's bringing us to the pool. We want to click detail on this. So this is going to be Dino. So if we take a look at the Dino token, if we go over to Deck Screener and take a look at Dino here, Dino is down 18% in 24 hours. This thing's been around for a couple of days, so it could be a little bit more trusted potentially just because it's been around for a couple more days. It's got a few followers. So this could be one to potentially look at as well. Now, again, don't just ape into these because I'm doing a video on it, because this will change literally in about 10 minutes time. There could be another one that could be better, right? So again, I would look at something like minus 90% and upwards of 1000% APR, 1000%, sorry, in the range. And you're still going to make $15 on this in 24 hours on $250. So again, this is potentially something to look at. Now, these APRs are stupidly high because, again, they are new tokens, okay? So that's what you kind of have to look at. This fungi token is one that I did go into. I don't believe I'm in bluff, but that could be another one, you know, over 4,000%. Dude token, but again, the TVL is tiny on this, so you got to be careful on this TVL here. This full token doesn't look as bad because, again, it has got $179,000 of TVL, so this could potentially be one to look at. So you know what, I'm actually going to jump into this Ethan full token. Now, if you want over 10% a day, you have to look at positions with over 3,600% APR, because again, that adds up to 10% in a day, right? So this could be another good one here. 416K of TVL, could be a little bit safer just because there is more TVL here. Now you want to do full range and $250, and again, you're going to make about $37 a day on this one. So if you do have some money that you want to chuck at these could be a potential little play here over the next couple of weeks, maybe, cycling into these different positions. Again, super risky stuff though, so make sure you're only putting in money that you can afford to lose. But $250 on this is going to get us $50 a day. So if we take a look to see this GCAT token here, and I think there's probably going to be two that I'll jump in on this video, because why not? So this is GigaCat. GigaCat here. And again, this thing launched yesterday and has done stupidly well. I mean, this thing did like a, Yeah, crazy, 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 crazy. And then it has started to come back down. But you can see all the transactions. There's a lot of volume. There's over 300K liquidity and over $4.3 million of volume over the past 24 hours. So the more volume, obviously, the more fees you're going to generate. So in fact, let's jump into this full token here that we did go ahead and take a look at. So how we're going to do this is we're going to come into detail. Okay. And then we want to take a look at the token on Deck Screener. So we're going to type in full because that's the token that we want to jump into, right? Very foolish. But again, potentially a way to make money. I've made some decent gains on this position. You can see $48 here. And we're up to, you know, like what's this? Like almost $80 in profit on here in less than 24 hours. So we want to find this full token, okay? And we want to copy this because we want to copy the contract, okay? Because now what we're going to do is we're going to go into Aperture Finance. We're going to go into liquidity positions and we're going to click on new position. And then we want to find the token and we want to select the full, and I understand I am definitely the full here. And then we want to do wrapped Ethereum, okay? And then we want to do 1% fees, okay? And then what we want to do is we want to pull this down all the way. It's like 88%, okay, or 90% or even more. And then we want to pull this all the way over to 1K. All right. So, and then you can go ahead and check this in. You can put in your range, okay, over on Crystal, and you can see to have a look to see if it's going to be doing well or not. Okay. So we need to grab this here and put this in here, and then we're going to see how many what it's saying we're going to make in terms of fees. So with what I've entered into Crystal, it says we're going to make $168 in 24 hours. Oh, that's on $1,000. Sorry, my bad. 250. So it says we're going to make $42 in the next 24 hours on this position. So let's go ahead and to see if that is actually the case. So we're going to hit the Zappin feature, okay? And I have Ethereum, and we're going to put in 0.0775 to make it $250, right? And then we're just going to enter this position and we're going to see how this is doing. So let's go ahead and approve this Ethereum. Okay, next, approve. Now, again, I can afford to lose this $250 to potentially earn, you know, a decent amount in the next 24 hours isn't too much of a bad gamble in my opinion, because it's not going to go out of range, right? The only way that this will go out or that will lock in permanent loss, as long as there's still volume on this pair, depending on whether it's going up or down, we're going to make money on this. So yeah, you have to keep that in mind as well. Okay, and then let's go ahead and open this position. So this is what it looks like. We're aping in our Ethereum, right? Our ETH, and we're going to hit confirm open position. And then we're just going to pay the gas fee over on base, and then this should open. So it looks like the position has now been opened. So let's go over to Uniswap and let's go ahead and see our new position fall to ETH. Okay, and then we're going to start seeing some of these fees start to climb up. So I'm going to leave this for a good few minutes, keep an eye on the chart, and I will come back to you in about 10 minutes or so, and I will show you to see, you know, us going ahead and yeah, us going ahead and making some fees, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so it has been a couple of seconds actually since I hit pause, and we have gained our first few fees here on this position. Now, one thing to note when you're looking at these as well, especially these high risk pools, you want to keep an eye on how many transactions are going on, right? So you can see that there's not too many transactions going on. You can see that we've had a few in the last few seconds, a couple minutes, 25, 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, 2 hours ago, etc. But for us to have a crazy amount of fees coming in, right, you want to look at positions that have a decent amount of transactions happening quite often. So let's have a look at that other one that we did just take a look at, which is this Dojo token. Was it Dojo? Where was it? Dino, sorry. We want to take a look at this Dino token. And you can see there is a lot of transactions happening all the time. Okay, all the time there is transactions happening. So this could potentially be a better position for me to jump in right now. Now we're already in this one. I'm going to leave this $250 here. But this could potentially be another one to jump into, this Ethan Dino pool. So if we click on detail here, and then we click on full, let's click on best range. And again, we'll do 250. Okay, and then we look at the minus, and then we go over to minus 90 something percent, and then upwards of like 1,000%, right? This is only going to make us about $16 in a day, $15 in a day. Okay, so you gotta kind of figure out whether or not this is worth it for you. This $15 a day, or you could do like a little bit less risky. Let's say you do minus like 90 something percent, like minus 91%, and then upwards of, like 100%. You're gonna make like $20 a day. So you have to pick a range that's good for you, and also pick a one with decent TVL. That's why I went with this one, because there is high TVL. Okay, another one to potentially look at here, if you want to go even riskier with not much TVL, then you can take a look at this CJ here. This is doing 7,000% in APR. Okay, or you can look at some of these. I guess you can't really call them safer, right? Because they're definitely not safe. But like this Toby pool here, 2,800%. This anime one is the one that I went in. You want to make sure the volume's decent as well. GCAT here, that's the one that I believe we did just go in. No, it isn't, but we did have a look at that. So yeah, I mean, have a look at the TVL. Make sure there's a decent amount of transactions happening, going on pretty often, and you can have a look there. Now, again, the TVL is something that you want to look at. Maybe look at like 50K TVL as a minimum for these risky pools, because again, you don't want to get wrecked too quickly. Now, again, remember, only do this with money that you are willing to lose, because they are super risky. Okay, so always do keep that in mind. This PBB here could be another potential one to look into. Again, if we click on detail and we go onto the full range and we put $250 into this, let's do best range here and then go from like minus 85 all the way up. Again, you're going to be looking at about $20 a day. So again, make sure that you're happy with the risk that you're taking on, and make sure that you're going to generate a decent amount of fees in 24 hours. Like this one was a pretty decent pick, this fungi token here, because again, we've made some decent money. This one also hasn't been too bad either. So again, you just want to make sure that you're picking these positions that you're sort of happy with the amount of fees you're going to be making. Maybe look into the meme coin a little bit more as well, and that is what I'll say on it. So we are actually going to jump into this Dino pool as well before we end off the video. So again, we are going to be doing minus 90% plus 570%. Okay, and that is going to make us about $16 a day, right? And then we're going to zap in with Ethereum. If you're using Aperture, which I'd recommend doing just for the airdrop, always make sure that you are using the zap in feature, because again, that does qualify for the airdrop. Okay, and then we're just going to open this position, Dino to Ethereum. And then we are going to hit open position, confirm open position. Okay, and we're going to hit confirm. And then there we go. We have now entered this new position as well. So if we go over to Uniswap, and you can see we've made a cent on this one now. But if we take a look at our positions, okay, we should see our new Dino position here somewhere. Here we go. Here we have a Dino position. So again, I'll pause the video and I'll give it a couple minutes and I'll come back and you'll see the fees start claiming. Okay, so I've left it about 15 minutes or so now, and we've made like 7 cents in these positions. But I will say that it's still pretty early US time, and obviously the markets are heavily controlled by the US. So I will say that. But yeah, guys, just a potential way to make some pretty decent passive income with these yield farming pools at the moment. Again, yes, these are pretty risky. Very risky pools to jump into, but you can see this fungi position still doing pretty well, and also this anime position still doing pretty well also. But yeah, again, pretty risky stuff because the prices can swing, either way very, 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 very quickly. So always keep an eye on that. But it is meme coin season for base right now, so potentially a good way to make money during this base season with providing liquidity on these pools. Now, again, these positions aren't going to be around for a while, forever, and I wouldn't bank on them too much, but potentially something decent to look at over the next couple of weeks. Anyway, just an idea. They've been doing pretty well for me. High risk, but decent cash flow from them. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy. Let me know down below. Are you in any risky pools? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.